What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video and today with an update to my Aurora squad charm guide. And there were two new teams right now that did very well and I don't want you to miss out on those two. I thought I would do an update right now. Also, I have a team for the people that don't have Wraec. There is one that did particularly well and maybe you want to try that. Wraec is a little bit of a must-have here, but still this team did very well. So you might be able to get a good score with that. So this was all my testing. I tried a ton of different teams. This was actually one of the meta teams, I have to say. Didn't do too well for me. I'm still going to show you that because some people got some insane scores with that. So the team that did the best for me was this. It looks like this. It has as main damage dealer Sinbad and Wraec. We have damage supports in Fresto and Vala, and then Hugin as buffer. And then on the second team, Merrily doing an awesome job at, well, doing a ton of damage. So I will show you the formation right now, and then we are going to watch the fight. It looks like this. Sadly, Sinbad doesn't stay at one position, so he can't get all of the Hugin buffs, but still he gets a pretty major attack buff from that. Second team looks like this, making major use of the Sonya buff and getting resonating on the Merrily. I reckon let's try this out. Let's give this an attempt and I will tell you a little bit more about this. So last time when we did this squad without the updated teams really, I was complaining that I didn't have the proper charm on my Wraec. In fact, well, the most recommended charm that we had before that did the best in like Dream Realm was the balanced charm set, which provides him with HP and attack and maximizes the buffs that he gets from his Mythic Plus ability. Now the one that kind of stood out to most people and did a pretty good job actually at doing a ton of damage to this boss was the Butcher set, which provides crit and crit damage boost. I didn't have that. Now I have that and I have to say, well, it gives you a ton of damage. So definitely the better charm there. I went ahead and upgraded that to V++ as well. Not that it is super needed to upgrade that, but of course some extra damage on the main damage dealer, well, that is definitely appreciated. Sinbad was a different story. I also upgraded his charm set, but for a different reason. Well, I struggled a little bit with his survivability, and when I upgraded this, I noticed that this increased a lot because he gets an extra Fizz and MDev, and well, this really helped him to get like a little bit more damage, and sometimes this first team can get over 70 billion, so that is pretty huge. On the second team, I don't want, we're not going to watch the entire fight because, well, this is not too much happening there. The thing is, the Merrily can sometimes struggle to survive. Corrin trying to keep her alive. We of course get some defenses from Sonya. Mine is pretty highly upgraded. We see she's Paragon 2 at plus 25. So I did this when she was still like the main damage dealer for endless bosses. And well, now I can profit a little bit from it, but I understand that not everybody has that. What can help is upgrading your Sonya to plus 15. Other than that, well, you might notice that she doesn't survive quite that long. So let's skip the rest of this battle fairly quickly. For me, she sometimes makes it to the last second, which is pretty good. We got a 132 there, so that is fairly nice. Pretty good damage from Wraec, this time a little bit lower on the Sinbad. And I have to say, this battle is pretty huge RNG. There is a ton of RNG in this, and you will see varying damage numbers, sometimes falling for me as low as 121 billion, and sometimes I was at like 133 billion. So I might even get 134 if I spend all of my attempts, but I generally don't try to do that. So let's get into some graphics now. Starting off with the Lightbearer graphic from Metal. This is in fact not an upgraded Lightbearer graphic, so we are definitely going to get into two more teams that I want to show you that are not yet included in here, but it details some teams that I definitely do like. I like this Team 40, which is in fact the team I wanted to show you that doesn't include Wraec, because what this team did was like 121 billion that this was able to achieve. So definitely, if you don't have Wraec, take a look at this team, can definitely do very well. The other one is in case you don't have Sonya. Team 36 I saw sometimes doing well, though I am pretty optimistic that the other teams, the team that I used and the team that Simon showed and one team from Ataxi actually did a little bit better and might be preferable to use. For the second team, there isn't too much variation really. There is this, which is pretty much optimal, and then there is, well, suboptimal versions of this. I hope you have a Merrily, otherwise this second team will not be too much fun. I will link you this graphic down in the description as always. Then we have something else. We have an updated Aurora charms guide by Daragon, and this now includes all of the heroes. Last time Rainier was missing, but he fixed that. This time I think all of them are in there, at least I don't see anybody missing. We see the upgrade here with the Butcher Charm set. This is in fact the sword. And the other charms, I definitely recommend to upgrade the Sinbad charm and the Merrily charm, both of which can be fairly important. And of course, you don't need Cassidy charms if you don't use her. That's just one thing to note here. There is also now, which is pretty cool, this picture, which just compiles all of the charm guides together. And I will link you that down below because, well, just have all of them in one picture. You can save that on your phone or whatever, and then you have them all at one place. Then we have this team by Atraxi, posted, well, just about an hour ago, and I saw some pretty good results with that. 132 billion from Atraxi, and I think she improved that to like 135 later on even, so quite insane. Pretty good. Didn't do quite as well for me. I have to say the Cassidy, I don't know, wasn't really the thing for me. Let's hop into the smaller pictures because I have all of them separately as well. That was like the 132 on the initial attempt. Those are the numbers, so we have some Paragon 4 units here. I'm definitely jealous of the Paragon 4 Harak, I have to say. 37 billion right there. And, well, you saw some higher numbers for me, but the thing is, we have a lot more damage like on the other units, and the same as basically my last video where we looked at the Faker attempt. Every single unit can really help here, and if you get like 2 more billion from like Fresto or something, that can turn out huge in the end and will give you an advantage. Second team, massive damage there by Merrily. 41 billion, 13 billion on the Corrin. Definitely some insane numbers providing to this. This is the positioning for this team. We have the Cassidy in front of the Vala on the last tile set, and the Fresto is in positioning that is influenced by the hotfix really. So we are looking at post-hotfix teams now, of course, and this influenced the way Harak eats heroes. So he will try to start with the frontmost hero, which in this case would be Fresto usually, and thus he will eat the Fresto copy. This is the Fresto copy, not the original one. The original one you definitely want here. So keep that in mind. Second team, as always, nothing too fancy here. And then I want to go into another team by Arcimon. And if you watched my last videos, Arcimon was also in there, 134 billion there, with a variation of this team with Hugin. And he always has top numbers, so I definitely don't want to keep that away from you. There we go, 134 billion for, of course, place 1. For the damage numbers, 43 billion, nearly 44 billion from the Fresto. 18 billion from the Vala. For me, this team didn't work out too well. And it was just a problem that my Vala just tends to get eaten, which is a little bit disappointing. And then she just does no damage. And then somehow Sinbad turns out to deal a little bit more damage than his. This number indicates that the Sinbad got eaten quite early. For me, this just didn't work out and I just got lower numbers. But if you have a very strong Vala, I definitely recommend you check this out and give this a try. Second team, massive Corrin over there. Absolutely insane. Oh, I said Paragon. No, it's just Paragon. I thought it was Paragon 3 on the Sonya. Would have made me jealous, I have to say. Positioning, Hugin in front of the Vala. So pretty similar to my team, actually. To the one that I used. It's not my team. It's team 70 on the list. So it's not that impressive, really. And then on the second one, we go for the classic one. This is really that everybody with the super high damage numbers tends to use. His charms, I don't want to keep away from you. This is what he uses, pretty much the same as on the Charms Guide by Daragon, I think. Not too many variations, if all. So, yeah. Those teams are, in my opinion, the best that you can use. I would definitely recommend you experiment a little bit with the one from Atraxi and Arcimon that I showed you. And then also this team, which is the Team 70. They are all pretty similar, using the same heroes, really. And you can switch between them fairly easily. But depending on how far your heroes are upgraded, which can, of course, influence also when they are eaten by Harak, this might perform a little bit differently, and every team can work pretty well, in my opinion, and I saw high scores from all of them. So definitely give them all a try. You have enough attempts anyway, and then you can use that. And if you don't have Harak, then definitely give this Team 40 a try, because I saw this really doing very well. And I saw some good numbers from Team 36 here as well. Though I have to say, I saw better numbers from the other ones that I showed. So keep that in mind. I hope this guide helped you. If it did, please tell me down in the comments. I'm always happy to see your results and your top scores. Saw some nice comments last time, which was pretty great. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, and with that, I wish you a great day and a happy new year, and we'll see us in the next one.